most of us have to reconcile physical labor and intellectual labor. And, I think you're right. I agree with your, I don't know, let's say Marxist side of you should find a way to continue to create your art without monetizing it or like making your entire source of money to be your art, because then you're going to poison the art, right? Mm-hmm. I do believe that. But do you guys know who Damon Dash is?
No. That sounds very, very familiar.
I also quote
That sounds like when you eat and then you leave a restaurant.
And then you run. What's that? Dine and Dash. That's what Dine and Dash. Yeah.
Dan, Dine and Dash.
Damon Dash was...
you eat a bunch of... you're at 7-Eleven.
So you eat a bunch of sushi.
You eat a bunch of sushi at 7-Eleven and then you run away.
And then you run and you put taquitos in your pocket and run out.
Dan, Dine and Dash.
Damon Dash. Damon Dash was... I don't know, but he was in the 90s the CFO, I want to say, of Bad Boy Records.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Right? And so he was like the guy that helped Puffy come up, and like people think Puffy's the business guy, but it was Puffy behind Biggie and then Damon behind Puffy, right? So I used to read Source magazine when I was a teenager. Yeah. I've always been very cool.
It's wild.
Yeah, it's super cool. So in there was an interview.
I'm starting to understand young Louisa.
Yeah, it's like a real fucking weird.
Like,
dude, Source magazine in the 90s was
Miami.
Fucking crazy.
It was
I
great.
have old copies. Yeah, they said whatever they wanted.
It was amazing. It was like anarchy publicized.
Were you dancing to like Gloria Estefan and shit a lot?
No, not really. No. I did do booty music, and then I became a raver. So I was a raver. Ah. Yeah, I did a lot of drugs. Drum and bass was my flavor. But yeah, I went through, I've always been the way that I am, which is that I float around a lot of circles, but always on the perimeter of that circle.
You were at a rave and you were like, the thing about angles is...
Probably, yeah. Exactly. But wait, what was I telling you? I forgot about Damon Dash.
Okay, yeah.
So Damon Dash, this is how long ago this was, LimeWire and Napster shit, right? So... they asked, during this interview, Source asked Damon Dash, what do you think about all these file sharing programs that are out now with the internet, like that, and like LimeWire and whatever, Metallica suing, blah, blah, blah. So now it's like easier for people to steal artists' music. What do you think about that? And Damon Dash responds, a real businessman doesn't do business for the world that he wishes he lived in. He does business for the world the world as it is. Right?
Sure.
Yeah. So then he said, if being a musician, you can't make money by selling your music anymore, then you find another way to make money so that you can make your music.
All right.
So he said, and if you think about it, this was so long ago that it was before rappers had champagnes and fucking like branded headphones and all this shit, right?
Yeah.
So he was one of the first ones who was like, no, this is what we'll do. If people like us, then we are going to sell tickets to concerts. We're going to sell merchandise. We're going to sell our identity and our brand and our logo and our fucking Instagram and or whatever. And I think that all kind of artists have to kind of exist, unfortunately, with both of those ideas in their head of my art doesn't have a dollar value and you're never going to reduce it to a dollar value. But also, this is the realistic business of the world that I live in, and how do I go about making a living in that
also,
business?
I have CDs for sale as you leave the room. Anyway, I just talked about anarchism for an hour, and I have CDs for sale.
Join my club.
But that's why I think like Patreon kind of works, because it solves some of that shit.
How ironic is it, though, that it is kind of like 21st century? Is that what we're in? Yeah, 21st century version of... like 1400s patronage.
Yeah. No, we're like, yeah.
You're this far from being like, can I live in your house while I write jokes?
I learned to play this harp.
Yeah.
Damon Dash is like anti-Jimmy Iovine, it sounds like. Where Jimmy Iovine's like, I'm going to make money off this no matter what. No one's fucking taking it away from me.
Dude, and I remember that, I think possibly because I was named, so you remember Metallica sued LimeWire?
Yeah.
I was named in that lawsuit.
What?
And can I tell you something terrible? I had one fucking Metallica song I had downloaded, and it wasn't even a good Metallica.
Which one? Saint Anger?
Until It Sleeps.
I
mean, I love that song, but I understand it's not the best Metallica song.
My favorite thing to do back then is when LimeWire updated the LimeWire, you had to pay for it. You would just use LimeWire to download the new LimeWire. That was my favorite internet hack.
Yo, dog, I heard you like LimeWire. I put LimeWire on your LimeWire.
Yeah.
So you can have
the
more
first
LimeWire.
sponsored content.
I think this is